guys, I'm Ellie Workman. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my life. So I kind of grew up thinking my life was really not normal, and then over the past 18 years I've realized that being different is normal. So today I'm going to talk to you about my family, my background, and a few things that describe me. Let me start off with introducing my family. I have my mom, her name is Tanya, she's 20 years older than me. Her boyfriend Brad, they've been dating for about 6 years I guess, and he takes really good care of us, but me and him don't really get along because we kind of butt heads a lot. But a funny story about him is that they actually dated when I was about 3 months old while they were in college. And there's a picture of him holding me in front of one of my family's houses, but neither my mom nor him remember it. We found it when one of our family members passed away, and it was in her picture box, so that was kind of weird. I also have a little sister, Bailey, who is 16, and a little brother, Ricky, who is 14, and they both attend Parkway West High. Another important person in my family is my grandparents on my mom's side. They've really been there for me since I was little, and we've lived with them a lot, and if I ever come into any conflicts or anything, they're the ones who help me. If you noticed, I never talked about a dad. Growing up, I always thought my sister and brother's dad was my dad. I don't know why you wouldn't think that, but in 6th grade, I was driving with my mom to pick my siblings up from my dad's house, and I didn't go over there that weekend for some reason. I'm not sure why. But my mom proceeded to tell me I actually had a different father than they did. And at first I was really excited about this because Rick had a drinking problem and he wasn't the greatest dad. But then I got kind of upset back to the different thing, I was different than everybody else, I didn't have a real dad. And the only thing I do know about my real dad is that he had drinking and drug problems and that he's been in jail since 2002, so I'm probably better off without him anyways. The last part of my family is my boyfriend Austin. We've been together for a long time, and we just moved into an apartment together recently, and we plan to move to Louisiana next year and go to LSU. A cool thing about him is that I have really bad trust issues, and so a year ago today, I would not have been able to talk in front of you guys without probably having a panic attack. But I trust people a lot more now. He's taught me that not everybody is out to hurt me, and I have a lot better trust issues, or trusting people, I guess. The next thing I'm going to talk about is my background. So my childhood wasn't as normal as most people's childhoods, as I kind of explained. At first it was just me and my mom growing up, so after about a year of me being born, she met my dad, and they got married, and they had my little sister and brother. Well, with his drinking problems, he never really paid the bills or did anything. He spent a lot of money on gambling, so we moved around from house to house, in and out of my grandparents' house. But finally she decided to divorce him. It didn't really get better after that though, because then we just moved in with whoever her boyfriend was at the time. So my grandparents are a big part of my life because of that, because I could always kind of go home to them. The next part of my childhood is that my family's all very young. How I introduced my mom was that she's 20 years older than me. That's kind of weird to introduce a mom as. But my great-great-grandma started this thing where she started a 5-generational thing where every 20 years a new generation of girls is started. I don't plan to continue that. But my great-great-grandma had my great-grandma when she was 20, my great-grandma had my grandma when she was 20, my grandma had my mom when she was 20, my mom had me when she was 20. Growing up in West County, that's kind of hard because most parents are older, not younger, so everyone kind of judged my mom a lot, and it was really hard. Even now, my little brother being in football, none of the parents respect her, and they always go to my grandma for anything he does, so that was always kind of hard. The last thing is, I mentioned, we moved a lot. I've moved at least 11 times in the last 18 years that I can figure out in my head. We moved 5 times in 6 years with my dad because of his drinking issues and everything. But I actually don't mind that I've moved 11 times. Moving schools and everything was always kind of fun for me and my siblings, because where are we gonna go next? We've never moved out of St. Louis, so it was always in the St. Louis-ish area. When we met Brad, actually, we had to move out to Troy, Missouri, and we drove 45 minutes every day out to West County to go to Parkway West still, which absolutely sucked, but that was okay. But so yeah, moving wasn't a big deal. It's made me more resilient and more adaptable to different situations. It also made me and my sister and brother's relationship a lot stronger, because we kind of had to be each other's friends and best friends, because we just never could really make friends. The last thing I'm going to talk to you guys today about is things that describe me. So one of the corny things that describes me is I really love elephants. It's I guess my passion, I don't know if you call it that or not, but I collect elephants. I love going and seeing elephants. Grants Farm is one of my favorite places because they have the elephant show, and I love to go see them. The little collectible things that I have are it's supposed to be good luck if the tusk is pointed upwards and pointed towards the door, since all the things in my apartment that are elephants are pointed towards my front door. My mom really loved elephants, so I guess that's probably where I got it from. Another thing that describes me is the word leadership. For as long as I can remember, I've been in leadership camps, leadership clubs. I'm always the kid in the group that either divvies out the work or does all the work to make sure it's done. And I hope to take that with me as a skill to wherever I decide to go in my future. And the last thing, unfortunately, that describes me is OCD. I guess growing up with my mom and my brother and sister, they're not the cleanest people. They're actually really dirty. And so that actually made my OCD a lot worse, and it caused me to kind of get some anger issues and some panic attacks. Moving out finally has gotten rid of all of my anger issues because I can keep my apartment how clean I want, and if but it's gotten so bad that if there's dishes in the sink the night before and I wake up, I will have a panic attack because there are dirty dishes in the sink. So moving in with Austin has been interesting because he's not the dirtiest as they are, but he's definitely not clean, and so he's kind of had to adapt because he saw me have a panic attack for the first time a couple weeks ago, and that was fun. But so I hope these things have helped you get to know me, and I hope that you learn that being different is normal. Thank you.